Resident note taker, do you happen to remember?
If he's even here, he might be AFK.
I'm here. I'm just trying to get stuff to load at the moment.
Ah. The North remembers. God. No. You guys ran into, from I remember from last time, my notes. You guys are still in Waldenstein at Porsche at the factory. It's the day after frickin' Senor Darius got arrested.
Oh, I made the choice to not
And
be stabbed.
Yes.
so within like a span of about 24 hours, Darius got arrested, injected with something before getting arrested.
Yes.
Now potentially has to do anger management courses while in the middle of trying to save the world. Became a dragon for a little bit to kill his mentor out of mercy.
Yep.
Now realized that his mentors, other people who have been resurrected, are now coming to mentor Brexit even further. For Darius.
You guys remember, you learned that the army had actually been withdrawn from Alaron because of Petrus and other peoples located there. So Alaron is actually free and clear.
Because Petrus can hashtag fuck people. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, badass motherfucker. You don't mess with Petrus, man. Don't do it. It's a bad time.
I still can't believe, I can't believe Scamos was questioning him and completely forgot how badass he is.
Look, with all the amount of sketch we've got going on recently, you gotta forgive that.
That was from the mentor.
Ish.
Scamos is threatening gods as usual.
Hey.
That was something from a little while ago.
Idle threats.
It was still a threat. Idle or not.
Not idle at all.
Idle or not, it was still a threat.
It wasn't a threat, it was a promise.
It was a sincere truth.
Okay.
Athena and the Traveler are both like, time to pack up.
Time to go. And yeah, I think that's what we fought last time, and you guys gathered some information that also, Senor Fuckface is actually another dimension. That our friend is in another dimension that you don't have to deal with at the moment.
Because Scamos decided to go up to someone's chalk drawing and smudge it a little.
It wasn't Scamos. It was Tazar, actually. If you want to know,
Tazar's the one that solved that one. I just
for
stopped
the
whoever
moment.
the fuck was coming through here after him.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he's in the shadows. And yeah, the army is currently disrupted and moving towards Valand in the mountains between Alderon and Valand in the mountain region here. And that was where I think we left off. That was what you guys had gathered. So you guys were going to make the decision on, should we go to Alderon or should we go and rally and try and destroy the army or something of that nature, I think is what you guys were discussing. That was one of the options. And oh yeah, who showed up last time too?
Are you talking about like Tazar's friend and the whole?
No. Oh, I had it in my notes.
If I remember correctly, wasn't it last session where things got kind of like really serious with?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did because Arrear was like, do we make the decision of possibly removing her from his body, kind of thing.
Just go to her. It's like, do you know what a lobotomy is?
Oh, Boomsticks, that's who I was thinking of. Boomsticks did come back. to Waldenstein.
Wait, I
And-
forget if we
Oh,
like
yes.
seen him.
Yeah, Rear saw him and was like, "Were you needing me, Boomsticks?" And he was like, "No." So
And then I saw
I-
the guard who said he wasn't here, and then I was like, see?
yeah,
I only don't remember that.
that was the session before, but yes, I remember that happening. Last session was more of the Arrears decision not to remove the shard of Tiamat that he has and put it into one of the swords, or one of the sword or the halberd.
Yep.
So, and that's I think where we kind of left off, because that was the big decision, and then you guys were like, "Well, we'll talk about where we want to go next time and actually go there." I think is what the plan was.
I do
So-
believe that is correct.
So I leave the floor to you all. Darius, by the way, is passed out on the couch after drinking whatever he was drinking.
It's like he's not used to like being turned into a dragon, so he's just
Yeah.
like have to like drink it
It's
all.
one of the side effects. He drank something and he's like, "Oh, I don't feel good." Clunk.
Before we have like, I assume we're gonna probably have our characters meet at some point in like a minute. Can I restock on my ammo so I have like
Yes.
100 of each?
It's Porsche. You can probably find it around the corner, to be completely honest. So, like, oh look, here it is. So yeah.
Mind you, I probably need to restock on pistol ammo. It's been a minute since I was at Civilization.
Did you guys end up? And I'm trying to remember. Did we end up killing Darius? Killed him, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah,
His
that's
mentor?
right. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
he
brought
did.
like the sword
Yeah.
and everything. And it's like
Yeah.
stab.
Yeah. Darius is chilling on the couch now. But yep, it's up to you guys. What do y'all want to do?
So what was our two options? I know one is go fuck with the army. And the
That
other one's-
was, I think, both options that I remember you guys discussing. Was
How many scrolls did Mr. Elfboy finish?
there is like 6 that he.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2 of those then.
does that mean until you have 4 now?
No, I should have 3.
I gave
His-
him both of mine.
Yeah,
So
he.
you have
So
4.
4. There should be
Oh,
4 for you.
then I'll
But
only
either
take
way,
1. Then I'll take 1. I'll take one.
I'll just I mean in whatever. I'll take 2.
Okay. So there's 3 left. You want to take the other 3, Cantor?
Oh, sorry. Uh,
The
take
teleport
at least-
scrolls?
I'll take at least 2.
Okay.
Put the
If
last
no one wants
in
the
Dar-
third one, I'll hang on to it.
Should we put the third one in Darius's, like the last one in Darius's pocket?
Yeah, I don't think you would trust a rear with it. So. And he's like, "No, I agree."
So once I get the ammo and scrolls, what is a rear up to? Because
What is a rear doing? A rear?
I'm probably gonna like go like deal with him, given the fact Sir a rear handler is unconscious right now.
What would a Ruby do? Are we all in the same room, or...
Hey, you don't have to be. You could left the room if you wanted to.
I assume we would all be hanging out in the mansion.
Because remember, you
Yeah.
guys fought in the kitchen. Remember? Like he was like, it was like all the kitchen in the first floor of the mansion. So.
Yeah, well, last I was there being held at knife point,
Mm-hmm.
and then that got resolved, ironically, by saying, no thank you, I don't want any. So I would still be with the group, wherever the group was, I think.
Okay.
so at some point I go grab ammo and the scrolls. So
Yeah, so Maria would have stayed with the majority of the group. Probably just, probably just
Someone
drinking.
note that Darius does have that one scroll, so we can let him know.
oh, he's online on Discord.
Oh, motherfucker. Tell him to get the fuck on, bitch. Ooh! And you guys do have, remember, Waldenstein does have a teleport area as well. Remember, that's one of the big cities that had it. So,
Yes,
yes, it is.
Yes.
but
You guys haven't used it yet, but it does have one. So,
mm,
'cause I think you guys always use the ship to get here.
So we could go talk with Petrus if we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be like teleport and then have like a bunch of knives at our necks at first, but yeah. Brexit hasn't responded and he hasn't hopped on TeamSpeak yet.
No, we can continue until he
Alright.
gets on.
So, does the rest of the party know about these teleport circles, how they work? Because I don't think Gazik actually knows much about them. Just keeps hearing like teleport circles being brought up every now and again.
I mean, I know Scamos would probably have very, probably intimate knowledge on that because they probably would have trained you on if you get access to those. These things are really good to use.
Oh, I have training on how these work.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
I would assume so, especially if you're using if you could get to them and say you have to get out of a situation. I'm assuming since you are scouts and you're in disguise that they would probably have at least given you some knowledge on how they work and
That's fair.
where they're probably located. It's not 100% like you're not an expert, but you can get by.
Enough basic knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, Panther's characters have seen them, so has Darius and Arir, so. But I don't know
teleportation circle is in my spell list, so I have some idea of how that would work.
Slowly changing topics. I'm the one thing I'm not still sure on is like how the fight with Victor's gonna go. Like, is it gonna be like fighting him to weaken him so we can use whatever Darius has, or is it just do the ritual right away and destroy his factory right away? I guess the question is, are we gonna have to actually fight him if to get to the factory?
have the phylactery, remember? You guys know that.
Oh wait.
Yeah, you guys have it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
in the book.
Oh yeah, we just have to break it, but we're thinking on it. We have a theory that he's
Now the
probably-
question will be: is it going to completely kill him? I think is more of what I would say from your guys' perspective, because yeah,
Out of character, I think breaking the phylactery will straight up kill a lich. Out of character, but
The liches tend not to be gods, though, so this is a little different. But here's praying that it weakens them, at least.
or it makes him extremely pissed off, which would be hilarious.
It's smite.
Just might.
I have my own smite weapon, PTRD.
Big round of goes kaboom.
So, given that we're all here, do we just, because we're just sitting here, do we want to go and grab a ship with, how have I forgotten his name? He has not been in this a while.
Baywater?
Baywater.
You guys have the Stingray? The other ship is still in production, so...
What was the lead time on that? I forget.
It was about a month or so when they were going to be... So...
They've been here like at least like 4 days, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 days a month. Potato, tomato. I love how this table is just as cluttered as if it were a real desk. Like, there's still Iron Watch, there's still a Bahir and Purple Worm on the table.
Who knows? I might just throw one out here to fight for some reason. I don't know. Bahir with the guy on top of it, which is hilarious. Anyway, so what are we doing? Are we teleporting? You guys want to take the ship?
Oh my god, Burst is offline.
Just maybe he's restarting.
Who knows?
Anyway, what are we doing?
Anyone else know what to do? Because I feel like going to Petrus would be one thing, but I don't know what to like ask him, or like we would just probably go in and be like, "Hi, how are you doing? What's going on around here?" Oh yeah, we could get our armies back if they're still around, and that would require a ship. But also, I don't know if we could carry our armies on that ship.
So what do we need to do, essentially? Is the question.
I don't
At this point,
know.
what do we need to do?
I think at this point we just literally need to like break the phylactery, and but I'm not 100% sure. Like, probably be better to do it out there fighting his forces in case he comes. I don't know.
So there's kind of three options that we all have, right? You can just do it right now. Phylactery right here, right now. What happens? Go get your armies and maybe go destroy the armies up in the mountains, because they are still disorganized. Or you guys could go to Alaron and do it there with the whole destroying the phylactery, not engage his armies. So there's some options I think you guys have. Or wait for the army of debts to reach Alaron. I mean, there is that too.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Good job, Bahir.
Best fuck up ever. Releasing those things to be self-controlled.
No, Darius, you forget. We still have that one person who's fucked up the most.
True.
He's over there on the couch.
Is there any way we can see where, like, are they marching on the surface?
I mean,
yes,
but you don't have radar. I mean, it's not like you can, or like a drone, yeah, or a drone that's flying over the freaking mountains. Like, you can't see it in real time, but if you went up there, you could probably.
Do I have predator drones?
No.
Well,
we're not that high.
Satellite surveillance.
Oh my god! In heads, you just see Jack standing there. In heads.
You just all see the
Cast
deaths just
scry.
look up at the satellite.
Enhance.
Like, you guys could scry and see. Yeah, I mean, that's
I don't
possible.
actually have scry.
Gammas have scry?
Is there a shop
I don't know what
where
that
you can
is.
go to do that?
I mean, you can hire somebody to scry for you.
Probably not here though.
No.
Damn.
Aileron, yes.
No, actually, we might find a cleric that can.
Now I forget. So this is that a character? Are the Debts marching on Aileron to take it over? Or what? Actually, what is the state
All
of?
we, like from what Boomsticks told us, I believe, is we just know they're marching to Elrond.
Yeah, they're just going to
Direction.
Aileron now.
Hey, we may want to meet up with Petrus in case it hasn't gone to him from Boomsticks.
We may want to deliver some warning and do at least some low-level stuff to help the world out.
The island of
Yeah.
unwanted toys has landed.
But yeah, so maybe we should take the teleporter and get over there fast.
Are you guys taking Darius with you?
Is he conscious?
Still asleep.
Harrier, can you get Plode 3.0 to carry Darius?
Yeah, sure. Load 30, you're up. Load just activates, picks up
Grabs
Darius.
Darius.
No, he doesn't
Literally-
pick up Darius. He picks up the couch.
No, it's Darius, and just Fireman carries Darius with his armor on.
Plode initially just picks him up by the neck. No,
Oh,
Plode.
no.
Put him down, carry him the right way.
Fireman carries him out the door. All right, let's go.
Yep, that's how fireman carries him out the door and da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Also, before we do this, what is Scry?
The spell lets you look in on somebody, or
Something, someplace.
Mhm.
yeah,
Hmm.
Is there any requirement for it? Like,
has to be in your. It has to be in your list.
no, I meant to actually cast it if you had it. Like, you have to been that place
I
before.
think there's some material. You have to know if it's an object or a person, and I think you actually have to.
I don't think you can scry on an object, but you can scry on a person and maybe a place.
You
Okay.
have to have been there before or know the person.
All right, so it should work then.
Yeah. Or
yeah,
be able to get a description of the person. So
a
that's
person.
like how.
Wasn't there a specific debt that had like a special marking on it
No.
to denote it
No,
being special?
no.
Well, either way,
the-
they're
the
technically
spell.
not alive.
All the debts are debts. They're all the debts are one debt.
The debt won't count as a person anyway under that
Okay.
clarification. So we'd have to just do where they were, where Boomsticks reported them moving. The location.
Would it? Is a construct considered a creature?
Creature. Hang on.
Because that's how spells define it, is
Yeah.
creatures.
I mean, I would say that constructs are not an object. Personally, but they literally have souls in them.
No.
I thought that's why we were like figured
Some
out.
no, those are Warforged that have souls in them.
No. Well, I thought like something like because they had like partial souls or something in them that they would eventually like gain.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's the same. It's how you build them. The thing is for them to be a little more stable, Warforged use actual full human souls, while they were able to copy it with the Dwarven magic. So like you get the same effect, but it's not stable.
With some soul sand and netherite, you too can make this construct.
Basically, and it's the same Same way they made Warforged, and that's the gods used to make Warforges, and then that's the dwarves found out about it, and that's why we have constructs now.
I
And
can't
the gods
find
can't
it.
make Warforges anymore, so
Hmm.
because it was kind of barbaric.
What, do they have to actually use the actual souls of people?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when you find out that people are your, fuel source for making you more powerful, is
Welcome
the
to
sacrifice
Horizon
worth
Zero Dawn.
basically. Anyway, so are we going to the teleporter in Waldenstein?
Like, no objections, is there?
I mean, it's technically under Porsche, actually.
I don't know what a construct is considered. I'm looking at my Arcane Tinker page and it's not telling me.
Yours is kind of weird because yours is a familiar,
Mm-hmm.
sort of.
True, but I took control of the debt initially, so it would still fall under the same, I would think, categories, whatever mine
That was
calls it.
not exactly. That was kind of DM
Mm-hmm.
interpretation there.
I don't know. It's not saying they're at. Yeah, I can't find it on the page.
The creature. So yeah, it would still constructs would count technically.
Okay.
Forgotten Realms does not help one bit.
No, it doesn't.
Constructs are either animated objects or a type of artificially constructed creatures. What?
Oh, it's creatures.
Creature. Okay. So it'll work. Now, if we go to Aurelian, can we teleport back without the scrolls?
Yes.
Okay, so the teleporter is on both ends.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, there's no downside to,
It's like an internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
hopefully more stable.
It's DSL. Just ask the Pope.
Trying to
Alright,
reconnect.
so
Error.
you Boomsticks was the one that actually found it, by the way. And there's a little elevator it goes from in the mansion down to the teleporter room. So it's literally below. So Boomsticks does go with you for this, just kind of show you where he found it. And
Actually, while he's there, it's like, I assume you didn't. Did you run by Aurelian before you made your way here?
no, it was kind of out of the way.
Fair enough. So I assume Petrus doesn't know about the incoming deaths.
Petrus is still alive. Probably not.
Well then.
And why wouldn't he be?
Wasn't Victor and his forces there?
From what I've heard, wait, who told us that? Oh,
Wasn't Boomsticks. It wasn't Boomsticks. It was
So I'm
Darius's
gonna,
mentor, and Boomsticks was not there. So
I'm gonna give a quick pat to Darius's limp body and just like, let's just say that an old friend of his showed up at the door and told us some information that they're
I really
well,
need to work on
Victor's.
getting us better security.
Yeah, Also,
By the way, while saying that, he's like glaring at a rear.
by the way, you may want to get like some people can detect invisibility really easy because there has been a lot of invisible people. There's probably invisible elf behind us right now as well.
Shh, you hear someone like shh.
Jingles?
No.
Jingles is
Jingle-
dead, you idiot.
Jingles is dead.
Are you
Jingles
sure he's
jingled
dead?
his last jangle.
But yeah, point proven. Yeah, security just needs to be buffed.
I'll work on that while y'all are gone. Anyway, you wanna? I see the boss is asleep there. As his Plid's holding him.
He's just like on his body. He's like his unconscious body is still gripping the bottle of booze he had.
Yep. I'll work on getting some stuff kind of formulated here. I'm gonna be meeting with the Ostrich government and maybe trying to get a expeditionary force raised to head in your direction. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I don't know how long we will be. Anyways, and as the elevator stops, opens, and it's a very familiar teleporter room to most of you that were here at the beginning, when y'all were sent down to fight in the teleporter areas in Alaron on the like first 2 sessions we did. And Boomsticks holds up the torch and he's like, this room is still very old. Part of what the original city of what became Waldenstein. So be careful. Just walk in here and he leads you to the teleporter, and I'm hoping one of you knows how to activate this thing.
Ooh. I don't think Scamus has said anything about that, right?
Where are... is this one the one I broke? Or...
No.
Cam is assuming he can figure it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. And he's like, alright then. And he turns and he starts walking back towards the elevator. Good luck.
And like the second Boomsticks is like out of earshot, I'm like, does anyone know how to use this thing?
I can hit it with my banhammer.
Fuck off over here.
Just does Rear have the banhander out? Is he like holding it?
No, it's in his pack. Are you sure I can get it out? I mean, it's worth a shot.
No, I'm just put it away.
All right.
Cam, Scamus, you guys know some magic more than I do. Do you know how to use this?
Gamos, the one you broke was in Forge Hammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cam, I guess, is going to start examining it, see if and sort out the controls, or how to activate it at least.
An Arcana check. Gamos, you want to do it too, or you got? I mean, you've broken one.
I mean, you're
So-
saying I also knew how to activate
Yeah.
this through training, so I'm just kind of waiting for a second to figure
Okay.
out what we're...
Arcana, where the fuck is my character sheet? There it is. $14. That was not a good roll.
You look at it, Cam, and you're like, I know what these glyphs are. It almost looks like one of them is like it's almost like a dial device next to the teleporter, and other than that, you're like, I don't know how this works. I don't know what the symbols mean, but it looks like there's some sort of device to probably start the connection from one end to another, but that's about what you can make out.
Any similarity to teleportation circle?
I mean, it's the one
That's
that you've
kind of on
seen.
my spell list.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it looks like you're looking at it and it's triggered by this device, and you're trying to read this device is in a language that. See, what languages do you know? I'm trying to remember. Been a minute since we've talked about that.
Common, Draconic, Sylvan, Dwarven, Elven.
You actually recognize it as Elvish, but you're trying to like you don't know what it means. Like they're like just random letters or phrases, and you're just looking at it and you're like, what It's Elvish, but it doesn't make any sense to you. No.
Okay.
Like they're phrases, but there's like no rhyme or reason to them.
This is interestingly designed.
Camus, you just kind of
Hello?
see can. Yeah, we hear
Anyone
you.
there?
Hello.
Sam's just
Hello?
kind of looking at the circle, trying to remember as much as he can about this at the moment and how they work. So if
Yeah.
Cam is, saying anything interesting, he's kind of paying attention, also kind of racking his brain for, do I really remember how this works? It's been a minute.
You want to roll? We can find out there, Halls.
While he rolls,
That's an
I'm
natural
gonna, like,
one, so absolutely not.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. Scabos is like. And as you look, Cam, you hear Cam mention like this is interesting. You two roll me Arcanas again.
That's better. 25.
8.
So between the both of you, you guys are able to figure out that okay, this device that you're looking at, Cam, and the circle. So the device dials the circle to make the connection. So as you look at it, the phrase is starting to make sense. It's like you're dialing an address to the other circle, and you start looking at the symbols, and you're like, oh, it's the Elvish word for Alaron, or it's the Elvish word for. Start looking at things again, and it's starting to make sense. So it's almost like, yeah, it's totally not Stargate. Yes, it is totally not Stargate. But it's a more powerful teleportation connect. It's not like the spell, where yes, the spell's pretty powerful. This one, it gives you can move larger objects through it, not just people. Like this whole network was designed for like commerce and stuff as well, and also military movement, as you guys remember them talking about that. So this is probably how they moved some of their siege engines and things like that instead of building them in the field. So somewhere there's probably an elevator for this thing. It probably doesn't work anymore. Would
gold.
yeah. So if you want to dial, you find the Elvish word. You could find it's basically Elvish letters, and then you guys put it together. It's like, oh, you just spell. Maybe if I dial and spell the city name in Elvish, that it'll probably it'll work. And that's between what Scamos can remember and what he's described to you, and then what you kind of figure out, Cam.
Okay.
And when you dial, you'll want to be on the circle. So like where the device is at, you can be on the circle and dial at the same time. Hashtag totally not Stargate. Because in Stargate, if you're in the circle when you dial, you fucking die. So
Yeah.
yeah, bad time. Anyway, what y'all doing?
Well, I believe I can get us there now. Everyone would step within the circle.
Okay. We're gonna
Okay.
just walk
You
through.
hear Darius like drunkenly say, "Is it gonna hurt?"
Extremely.
See him take a drink, and then he just passes out again.
In the circle.
Yep. So do you dial then, Cam?
And yeah, Cam starts dialing.
Yep. Dials, and you guys see the flip on the teleport activate, and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You guys end up in a split second. You do feel like a little bit of like intense pain for about that split second, and then all of a sudden you're in a different room. And there's about 30 elves with spears in your face.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen.
Harley?
And you see like one of them is the captain, looks extremely confused.
Hello.
Hello.
Cam takes one finger to the nearest spear and pushes it to not pointing at him. If you please.
He just looks around. I haven't done anything yet.
Alright,
I
Rear,
smacked
shut up.
earlier.
Ow.
State your business. What the captain
we
says.
thought we would go and tour the town. We're here to see the king. Why the fuck do you think we're here?
I don't know. Were you here to kill us all?
Hello, look at who you're talking to.
I don't think they understand who we are.
That's
We're
their
friends of
problem,
Petrus.
not our problem.
You're asking if we're here to kill you all.
Yes. What is your
You
intention?
are aware of the people who the answer is yes to that question for wouldn't tell you yes?
I mean, possibly?
No, it's not a possibly thing. No one is that stupid.
We'd be surprised.
Possessed entities or shambling skeletons do not count.
They also tend to not talk.
Well
Either
then.
way, we're here to give Petrus some information about a potential construct
Mean-
army coming from the east.
The Lord High King Petrus?
Yes.
Is there another?
He's just throwing his first name around like you know the man.
Well,
But
unfortunately,
we
I know the
do,
man.
So
The captain's like he just has like this elvish captain's like very confused. He's like,
there's a couple. There's an army sitting here, right? Like that was helping defend the city and
well,
doing
of
all of that
course.
stuff.
Of course.
I point to Cam. He owns that.
Oh, that was you?
Yes, hello.
I see. Well, if you all gentlemen will wait here for a moment, and he's like, guards, go ahead and just return to attention.
No,
And they all
we're
leave.
the stabby objects.
So they raise the stabby objects. They're not letting you out of the room yet. He's like, I'm gonna go get somebody that knows more about this. I will be right back. And he leaves.
Meanwhile, while he's, walking away, Arir turns to Scamos and goes, I think the Debts would honestly answer that question, and they would say yes.
Arir, hush.
But it's true.
What did I say about possessed objects and stupid, idiotic construct and possessed entities? They would be the only ones dumb enough.
By the way, as you guys are talking about this, like
They
these
fit
guards
that
all are like,
category.
what are these things? They sound terrifying. Like they're all looking at you like,
Oh, don't worry, they'll be here in not too long.
They look very shocked.
They'll be here in not too long.
Like the way you guys are describing
you
them,
think
they're
we're
probably
here?
picturing like what Plode looks like, but a whole army of
Millions
them.
Just know this, if you hear a very high-pitched attack, you run away.
No, if you hear a very high-pitched attack, just build a fucking tower.
No, I think they can get around that. Remember how we saw them throwing themselves over the building
I'm pretty
tops?
sure if you build a tower tall enough, they can't climb it.
No, I think I saw one of a group of them climbing on top of one another using Eat the Last as a ladder.
Well, yeah, no shit. That's why I said a tall enough tower.
You make it 20 debts high, the 21st debt will be able to get there.
And
But
then
if
the
you make it
21st deck
22,
gets punched in the face.
But
and
if
then
you
the
make it
22nd debt
22,
gets punched in the face.
if you make it 22 debts high, they can't get to the window. By the way, that's Darius saying that while he's still drunkenly like being held by Plode.
Flowed like Cox has said. What window? Flowed, just ignore him.
You don't build a tower without a window. Anyway, and he goes back to sleep. Some moments go by, and the captain returns, accompanied by Tazar.
Oh, hi, Tazar. Long time no see.
Fancy seeing you all here.
Yeah?
Right, Tazar.
And he looks to the captain. He's like, "They're with me. It's fine." No, it's fine. And the captain's like, "Are you sure?" And Tazar's like, "Yes, I'm sure." And next time you ask if I'm sure, there's probably gonna be a blade to your throat. Okay? And the captain's like, "Sorry." And then you just see him kind of camper off to the other side of the group. Well, if you follow me, we can go see Petrus here. He's currently resting, chilling. I don't know what he calls it nowadays. It depends. So just follow me, and he leads you up out of the. You guys fought in these halls, and they look very, very familiar. They have cleaned up down here since y'all were here last, but Scamos, you weren't here, but like Cam and
I wasn't
Arrear.
here either. I
Yeah, it would
think.
be Cam and Arrear. And Darius. Takes you up the spiral staircases and whatnot into the castle. And yeah, we are you guys are taken into the King's Hall. And you see Petrus just sitting in his chair. Just literally looks like he's chilling.
So, remind me, what was the title that the captain
Lord
said?
High King Petrus.
Lord High King Petrus.
Yes.
Lord
I-
High
I-
King meme.
I walk up and I bow down. It's like, ah, fuck, I forget how people
Like-
usually say it.
Oh my god, Star. Come on.
We're here to give you information, my Lord High Queen.
High Queen?
Nice.
Fuck.
That's gonna go over well.
As Petrus is just you just see him like folds his hands over each other and he's like, "Do I remember meeting you? And why are you stumbling? It's fine. Just." He looks to the other ones. You can see all in the back, and he's like, "Took you all long enough to get here."
Forgive us for being occupied with the whole not dying thing.
Well, I mean, we were occupied with that as well.
Not gonna lie, we also had the idea that given the forces are kind of controlled by a god, we didn't have hopes for this place. But we were told otherwise, so that's great.
Have I met you before? Like, Petrus is like, have I actually met you before? You are not one of the dwarves I met last time.
I'm pretty sure we met. I just didn't chat much with you.
I see. He's not
mean-
very much of an optimist, is he? He's like
I don't
looking
think
at
any of
Cam.
us are optimists.
We've
Well-
been through hell for a while, so we don't expect much anymore.
Yeah, my baseline for like acceptable is way below where it should be.
Well, I mean, he literally grew up in
Actually,
hell,
wait,
so
hold on.
you know.
When Petrus says that I figured he would at least like remember this group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about me, but can I
Mhm.
still do like an inside just to make sure?
If you want to do an insight check, go for it.
Wow, that's definitely not gonna happen. Let's see, insight. Yeah, that's a 5.
Yeah. Can't fucking tell. Could be lying, could not be lying. You don't know.
But yeah, I figured you at least remember Scamos. I believe you two hanged out for a little bit.
I mean, he is talking to Scamos and Cam pretty much directly.
Oh, with these
Yeah,
other two.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought he was addressing Gaz.
he was, but he's also like yelling at you guys in the back. Because y'all are standing in the back like a bunch of nerds. And Gothic, you don't need to use the titles. Please don't.
oh no, I tried doing that for shits and giggles.
You
And
failed
you-
horribly. Just don't do that next
But
time. Just-
High King Petrus, or
Uh,
excuse me, High Queen Petrus, according to Gaz here.
It just got just like, oh god.
Your captain succinctly reminded us that we should not be so
He's-
informal with you.
Well-
So, High Queen Petrus, if I may, we're going to have to stick with the titles for a while now.
Kazus is just gonna like start walking back, just like, oh god.
And Scamos has just got that cockeyed, smart-ass fucking grin of like, I have this bone and I shall use it.
my high captain, he is new. He is also very formal and likes to be by the book. It is
Well, then set
Really
him regarding the
annoying.
book.
really annoying.
Then write him a new book that just says,
I
fuck the
can't.
rules.
I can't. I tried.
Are you not the High King Petrus?
I am the High
High
King
Queen
Petrus.
Petrus.
Wait, what did he say?
He said the High King Petrus.
And Scamos
Uh.
corrected it with the High Queen.
You just see like Petrus's eye rolls at you, Scamos, just like, oh my god. And Tazar, you just see like Tazar is just like not face plant. He's just kind of laughing. You see him kind of
Tazar's
smirking.
just like, God damn it, Scamos.
He's smirking though. He's like that god, but he's got that smirk on his face. Like, yep, this group hasn't changed
In the slightest.
in the slightest. I see Darius is knocked out.
Yeah, Darius has had a long week.
This is how he deals with meeting an old friend and having to do something with him.
And getting turned into a dragon. You cannot forget that
You
part.
turned him into a dragon. Why would you do such a thing?
Because he needed a tactical advantage in a fight.
On the bright side, he blew up his own house.
It was rather humorous.
For
And
once, it wasn't me.
And the tactical
Did he blow it
advan-
up with his humorous?
He blew it up with most of his body, actually.
Okay.
Mostly because it turned him into a dragon in the kitchen.
By the way, you guys just kind of left it like quick flash, like quick screen change, and you see like boomsticks and like three like engineers looking at this house like, how are we supposed to fix this? And boomsticks is like, I have no idea.
Somehow.
Figure it out.
Lumber and nails.
The Boomsticks is just like those bastards neglected to mention how much damage there was.
They did.
Look, Darius was in the kitchen in like a bathrobe and no weapons and had a dude with a sword ready to kill him.
That's very unlike Darius. Is he okay?
He had been drunk. And it has been a long week for Darius.
Long how?
He
A
went
bunch of
crazy.
stuff. No, we made him think he was going crazy.
It was great. And it's like
Okay.
out of nowhere, you just like hear a Hong Kong clown noise in the distance. You just don't. It's like it sounds like it's from down the hall.
You just hear the prestige from the op.
You used the clown trick on Darius.
The clown trick.
Yeah, it has a name.
Hmm.
Anyway, what else happened? This sounds interesting, but more interesting than what's happened here.
There is a somewhat more serious thing going on. Is there may be an army of really small constructs coming towards this city.
The debts, I'm assuming.
Oh, so you've heard about them?
Yes, they were here about a day ago.
Oh,
And it's like a flashback in time, and you
That
just
was
see like
fast.
Attack!
You see it's those 20 guards that were in that room, and they're all sitting there like they're in formation outside the walls, and you just see all these deaths charging them, and they're like, "What are we doing here, Captain?" And the captain's like, we're leaving." And it just shows them back inside. Like that's probably why they were very concerned.
So are you being sieged by them then? Or are they dead?
They just kind of walked by.
What would be to the west of Aurelian or Alron that they'd be looking for?
I don't know, and that's what concerns me.
How much do you know about the debts and how they work?
We knew nothing until they showed up yesterday.
How do you know they're called debts?
They announced themselves. Again, another flashback, and it's like, you just hear them all in unison. "We are debt." And you just see like Petrus is like, "What is this? Like, what
More
is
like
this?"
debt collector.
They're doing like a
Debt
marching
collector?
song.
Oh my god.
We are debts and we won't stop no matter where we go.
Yeah, it's very like Petrus is like, "I was very confused," and they just kept going.
So, from what we heard, apparently they're controlled by the throne in Forge Hammer. So I haven't. You can only imagine who's controlling them right now.
A
'Cause they,
debt controlling debts. Just think about that.
I assume that was out of character.
Yes, it was. I just thought about that in my head. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. That'd be hilarious,
Like
though.
my mind is my memories are really jumbled. Like, because we were like jumping
Yeah.
in between that dwarven ghost. Like my idea is like I'm thinking it's that dwarven ghost like got on
Yeah.
the throne or something. I'm not sure. It's confusing.
I mean, to the west of us, the only thing I can think of is maybe Victor's army. One of them went that direction. I don't know. I don't know if the debts are joined to go attack them or join them.
Yeah. So someone explained there was like some evil dwarf dragon. I don't know. Lich like thing that attacked us in the throne room. And then we left that place with the teleport scroll. And then we found out what that throne could really do.
And it's in Forge Hammer.
One of them is.
Okay. There's more?
Well, from what we know, there's more that can do the similar things, but not control the debts. That one's hooked up to control the debts.
Probably because it's Dwarvish.
Yeah.
And you all like building your little contraptions. He looks at the rear. He's like, "By the way, Plo does not go outside of this building."
Okay.
That rule is still in effect.
Yeah, not gonna lie. When we were surrounded by like 30 guards, I was kind of worried that Plode would make some of them uneasy. But
Only one of
either way.
mine have exploded so far.
I'm just gonna like slowly turn around.
You're not helping here.
Like go up to rear. It's like a rear.
Yeah, Gazik.
I just take his mug and start pouring some more.
Oh, thank you. He sits down, starts drinking.
Pat him on head. Yeah.
Bring out the maps. For Alaron, there you go.
Yeah, I
So
guess
what other news do you bring?
I mean, we potentially have a way to stop Victor now. At least more concrete than we had like a month ago.
I see. Well, I mean, Tazar kind of banished him for a little while. Not a permanent solution, but what we had was either that or we lose the city.
So how did you guys get their forces out? Was it with the banishment of the Pope?
And Tazar snuck into his tent and banished him to another dimension.
You'd figure that wouldn't work on a demigod, but
Well, when you're a servant of Raven Queen, you can do a lot.
yeah.
Especially when it's fated, ironically.
Wait, what do you mean faded?
How much do you know about the Raven Queen, what she does? Or is the god of, I should say.
Well, more than I knew a month ago that she's pretty much the biggest, baddest god out there and likes to keep some order when it comes to the living or the way.
Well,
Basically, she hates necromancy, I guess. That's the
yeah,
only way to put it.
When people die, in her perspective, they should remain dead. Is why she hates necromancy so much. Anyway, Hazard being a follower and yes, champion of the Raven Queen, that's allowed him to perform this action at least on a temporary basis. Again, it doesn't solve the issue, but it buys us some time. Now, for what remains here in Aileron, we took a lot out of us. The city's in ruins, pretty much. We lost about 10% of the army total. And we're out of supplies and we're not really in fighting shape right now. But now that you're here, maybe that can change.
I mean, we could probably get something if Darius was, awake. I assume he like murmurs in the back.
Well, I mean, what do you need him for?
Well, I assume you've heard that he owns Porsche. He could help with like the resupply.
Yes, but we could just ask for forgiveness later.
Wait, what?
Petrus is like, we can just ask for forgiveness later. We don't need Darius to make a deal or to do stuff. Make it happen.
I mean, you do kind of a point. You could send someone back to get boomsticks to get orders rolling.
I mean, he make one of you guys like part of management?
That was mainly boomsticks. He was the one to manage it.
I thought Scamus, didn't he make you part of management? I thought he did.
What?
For freaking
Porsche.
Porsche. Didn't he make you part of management for it?
No, I don't think so.
I thought he did. Maybe not. I mean, we can always have a rear do stuff.
What about me?
I mean, it would keep him out of the battles, but I don't know if that's still a good idea.
Why not?
it's a rear.
And
You haven't. You've only had a taste of him. We've been around him long enough to know that anything he makes has like a 50% chance of exploding.
well, luckily we may have some people that can help him with that, so it's more like 90-10 of it exploding.
90% chance it explodes? Yeah, okay.
No. 90% chance it doesn't explode, Arir.
Rear squints his eyes. Wow, that's boring.
Why do you want things to explode? What's your fascination with this, Arir? We need to have a discussion about this.
What? You don't like when things explode?
Out of character, I assume Petrus doesn't know anything about rear and the whole situation.
I mean, probably not.
Probably not a good idea to either tell him that Arir is also a ticking time bomb himself.
And Petrus looks at you, Arir, and he's like, well, when things explode when you don't want them to is the problem.
Well, that's the interesting part.
Why?
Well, because you never know when it'll happen.
Arir, but we need to know when it happens, especially when you fight people.
Well, but it's equal chances. I do
Let me pick a minute.
improve the chances of it successfully exploding. I've gotten my dynamite sticks down to 10 seconds plus or minus 3 ish, unless they're wet, and then it's like 10 seconds plus or minus 8 seconds.
Where did you learn math, my good sir?
I taught it to myself.
How has he not killed you or himself? He looks to the rest of the party and asks that question.
You say that, assuming he hasn't.
Oh. So you have experienced death, Arir.
Well, I did get squished, but that wasn't an explosion, unfortunately. I did, but it wasn't my fault, mostly. Okay, maybe a little bit. I might have sort of blew a giant hole in our previous airship.
And Baywater let you live.
Yeah.
Real quick, how many guards are around in this room?
There is none. It's just Petrus.
Hold on, I'm gonna like huddle up next to Cam and Scamos and be like, "Did we tell?"
Nah.
Yeah, probably not.
Cam is like, no, let's not do that.
By the way, not to, change the subject from what I've done, but
I'm gonna walk up to real quick. Continue.
you don't happen to have a place where you have a scry person that we can go and see where the debts are and what they're doing?
Oh, like I told you, the deaths went to the west. You can still see them on the horizon.
Oh.
There's that many of them. And it shows
Oh.
like you just see it shows really quick out like a window, and you just see like all of these deaths just like in a wave.
Attack, attack, attack!
You know, in the city, you didn't know how many there were. That's fucking terrifying.
When they find out that they also replicate, that's gonna even be worse.
What?
Done.
Rear asks Petrus, how many did you
Hashtag
say
not
there were?
Stargate. Hashtag not Stargate. Anyway, but so you asked Petrus how many there were? Oh, there were
Yeah.
About 100,000 or so.
100,000?
Yes.
Oh. How long did it take for the entirety of them all to go by?
About 3 hours.
They're moving that fast?
I mean, yeah.
Or it just turns to the rest of the group. Well, I say we ignore it.
We
As
just
much as much as I'd, love to do that, I think our next ship should be the throne room in Fort Jammer.
Why?
About that.
To one, figure out who's controlling the throne, and two, maybe like reverse course of the debts. Out of character, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably have done the factory thing by now if Brexit was here. But since he's not here, it's a little weird and
yeah.
trying to figure out how to stall it a little
Well,
bit.
I mean, we can go to Fort Jammer. It's probably clear now since, I mean, unless there's more than 100,000 of them.
Oh god, I don't want to think about that.
What the?
There's another 100,000 still in Fort Jammer. They split in half.
No, Petrus kind of moves in his chair. That was the term unsettling. I thought would never cross my mind like that, but it was very unsettling, to say the least. Seeing that many toys just march across, like they destroyed our crops for the year. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, imagine seeing the whole group of them take on and absolutely, totally defeat a bunch of Illithid.
Say what?
It was horrifying.
They attacked. They took out the Illithid. That were
Yeah.
seriously.
And
there
a dragon.
was several in Fort Jammer.
Yes, that's where they originated. And because of them, the Lilithid are not there anymore.
Did it kill all the Illithid?
Assuming, out of character real quick, I assume we saw some fly away out of like them up.
No, you
All
didn't.
the ones that
No,
that stuck around and didn't hide.
So
Well,
remind me, oh, if they can't they like
they can
float?
levitate. Yes.
Can they levitate up high and through like a ceiling, hole in the ceiling?
Potentially.
I didn't see any of them go up.
I saw him try, and the airborne debts
They
negated that.
fly.
No, they throw themselves far.
Oh.
It's actually kind of interesting to see.
Career, what's interesting to you is scary to the rest of us.
Rear, you didn't make these, did you?
No.
Did you release them?
No.
Be careful how you answer that question.
No, he didn't. We found one that was active, and all of a sudden we just like started seeing more and more.
Yeah, no, Yarir did not release those.
I
Yarir
don't know where they
Yarir
came
may
from.
have pissed him off, but
Because Revere does come, it's not a favorite name in the Dwarven Kingdom.
Well, out of character, technically speaking, yes, I did. But we'll leave it at that. So Rear's just gonna go with what he's just gonna say, yeah, what they said. I didn't do it.
Were you saying something, Canthy?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just making sure, because I thought you were saying something and somebody walked over you. Anyway, so Petrus is just like, what madman designed these? Interesting.
Well, I mean, it was kind of technically coin miner.
It was Coin Miner.
Can we be sure, given
It
the
was
past,
Coin.
like,
No, it was Coin Miner. It made them.
okay.
Yeah. Um. Well, at least they're not a threat as of now. But if they come back, you know of a way to shut them off.
Copious amounts of
Uh,
firepower.
Explosions.
If I'm correct in remembering, I believe the reason they were built in the first place was to be as a defense for Forge Hammer.
But
And the
they're
throne.
no longer in Forge Hammer.
Yeah, that much is a bit obvious. But the throne room, or the throne itself, is meant to control them. So, as
And
I
why did they leave Forge Hammer?
Well, last we saw, there was a temporary debt in control of all of them, looking for who should be actually controlling them. I think.
yeah, surprisingly, they were fine with us being around them at first, and then they heard a rear.
Oops.
Yeah, you can guess why they heard a rear, looking towards a rear.
I didn't think about it. I gave them my name. They asked my name, and I didn't. And I gave it to them.
Arir, do you understand what your name means?
I'm coming around to that
I
understanding
even
slowly.
knew that. I even knew that before I met you.
Apparently, the debts did too.
You were programmed to probably attack you, weren't they?
Based on their high-pitched attack sentence,
Attack!
yes.
And you hear it like echoing in like Arir's head.
He
It's like
shakes his
PTSD,
head to get it out.
1,000-yard stare.
Anyway, Cam,
Yes.
your battalion actually fared really well against Victor.
Surprising what you can do when you can arm people with more than just sticks and stones.
You only lost about 100 men, to be honest. You got really lucky.
That is good news.
Unfortunate for those 100 men, but I mean, compared to some of the others, like I said, they fared pretty well.
Do we know, actually out of character, do we know if there's, like, I forget if he had an army or not?
Yeah, they were all part of the church, though.
Yeah,
So, we did get some dwarven refugees here. There's about 1,300 of them that remain here in the city. Your men, my army that's left, which isn't very much, and whatever else, what other firepower you guys brought along with you, I think is what we have right now. So we're maybe 5,000 in strength at the moment.
I forget what I had for an army. It's been so long.
You
I
had
think it was
your
like
scouts.
like 1,000 or so. I forget it was
Yeah.
100 or 1,000 rangers. I forget.
You had 100
Okay.
because they were like. I thought the idea that I had or we had was they were going to scout for Canthir's guys.
Hmm.
So. But those 100, your 100 are actually, well, those 100 actually do count. So you do have yours to Goth.
Hmm. I forget what other forces. So I think it was just me, Cam, and well,
Darius.
what was Darius?
Yeah. Sadly, none of his stayed. They all went with the army, except for Father Yansky, who is still here in the city.
God, what the fuck?
Or formerly Father Yansky's. No, he has renounced his religion in a very overt manner.
Over manner, is he still around?
Yeah, he is. Somehow survived Victor's. Don't know if Victor let him live or what, but I mean, it was a very public exchange between the two.
You know, Victor doesn't sound, from what we've been gathering, Victor doesn't sound like the forgiving type, really. So that's a bit of a surprise.
Well, maybe he's
Betting
turning
Darius-
over a new leaf.
Victor?
Who knows?
Yeah, I assume Darius is probably gonna be wanting to meet with him.
Yeah, at some point. Anyway, the city is still rebuilding. There is shops that are still open. The academy actually fared fairly well. I think it's one of the only built up parts in the city other than the whole situation you all had before departing Aileron a couple times ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know where Victor's armies are now? I believe they're what we were told was they're in the mountains.
One was, well, they've split up into 3 separate groups. They're disorganized. They have no, with Victor not being here, it's their command and control for them in a large scale sense is literally nothing. The problem is we just don't have enough manpower and logistical support to go out and actually probably fight them right now, and it would be a perfect time to do so. But they're in 3 different areas. There's one to the west, which is probably where those deaths are going. And then there's 2 more in the mountains.
Fortunately, the Avalon military or fleet in Waldenstein is willing to fight for us still. So we could probably arrange to get them to move north and help out here as well. Though I do believe we do have like a bit of an issue where there's apparently some of I almost said Brexit. Darius's old friends are apparently back from the dead and moving down to Waldenstein.
Yeah, I watched them get raised right before Victor departed.
That's disturbing.
Well, we made Victor depart, I should say. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, it was very disturbing to see, and that was when we decided that we had to act before we lost the city.
Yeah, unfortunately he, and that's why he's also drunk, had to fight his mentor. Obviously not himself.
Have you guys talked to the leaders of Valand yet? Maybe to see if they could get an army? Ostrich? Anybody to the south?
Not yet. Out of character. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little weird, just
Yeah.
being the only one to talk. I'm used to Brexit doing this.
Well, welcome to RP there, Star.
But I won't lie, we've been hesitant for reasons of doing the ritual yet, but with Victor gone, I think actually this is probably the best time to do it.
What
Unfortunately,
ritual?
someone decided to get drunk. The ritual to destroy his phylactery.
Oh, you found his. Interesting.
Like I said, we got everything to. Well, the theory is he'll do something to him to make him disappear, and something else will happen. We're not entirely sure, but We're hoping that's what it'll do.
When we
Hashtag
break it,
being vague.
can we use my banhammer? Please?
Fine.
Yes!
And Petrus is just looking at the rest of you, and he's like, "Well, pleasant to see you all alive." And the problem we face, though, is if Victor does get taken permanently off the table, we still have to contend with whatever becomes of his armies. Even with him gone, they may still want to seek revenge. And or carve a little piece of whatever out for themselves. And we may end up right back in the circle again, possibly.
True, but at least that seems like a doable goal as opposed to, you know, fighting a demigod.
I mean, fighting a demigod, it's happened before. Or did it last time, sort of.
What? They fought him?
There's a reason he was locked up earlier. Remember?
Well, yes.
Killed this, as you guys have probably found out now, he's fought his father with his brother.
Out of character. Fought his father with his brother.
Fought his father with his brother.
Yeah, the dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
Cause he just like starts laughing a little bit, just remembering what Scamos was bitching about. It being this whole issue being over daddy issues.
Well, if we head back to Forgehammer and we can actually manage to get control of the debts, we can have the debts attack the remainder of the army.
They may be already be doing that as it is.
Oh.
Or they may be joining them. We're not sure. I do have scouts that are shadowing them, but I have not heard from them, since they've only been by about a day. So hopefully we'll hear something soon.
My guess is if the debts are the exact same as when we left them, you can count them as a third side.
Okay. So they just do what they want, basically.
Yeah, it seems that way right now.
Interesting.
Unless someone has actually taken control of them, but
I mean, that's my running theory. Is someone's on the throne right now, and that's the only reason why the people, the things meant to protect Forgehammer are no longer in Forgehammer.
well, it may not be though, because if you remember that one primary debt, although wasn't technically, outright controlling them, he was leading them towards the let's find out who we should be following goal.
Maybe, but
They were trying to find out where the king of Forgehammer was and to get orders from him. And then, barring that, they wanted to know who else was in charge to get orders from them, I think. But in the meantime, that one debt, you remember the little one who wanted to attack the dragon?
Mm-hmm.
He was leading them to find the rest, to find that person to follow. But I don't know.
Gamos, do you have anything to say, sir?
At this point, I think I'm just along for the ride.
Well, is there anything you would like to do, sir?
I mean, the party's doing all their stuff, so right now there's not much I can be doing.
I mean, Petrus is asking you.
Well, I have a
Thank you
single
for-
place I want to visit before we go burn the world down.
Oh?
So I'll take care of that. And then
Is there anything I can assist with?
not
Petra says.
particularly.
No.
Not an offense against you or anything. It's just a travel trip. So unless a bunch of people want to come visit a burned out village in the middle of nowhere,
Well. We'll speak more when Darius is awake. I think you all now may have some other things to tend to. Cam, probably your battalion.
Yes.
Rear, whatever you do. Remember, he does not leave the building and puts deployed.
Okay. Do you have a good spot to, test explosions?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do it in whatever room I'm in.
Absolutely not.
I'll watch over and make sure he doesn't do anything.
What do you mean?
Thank you, Godzik.
As
Rear.
our current rear
Rear, you see,
handler has.
like, Petrus gets up and, like, goes to the window and he, like, shows you guys outside and, like, there's smoking just plumes of just wreck and just debris in Elrond. This is why explosions are a no-go right now.
Hey, I didn't do that.
No, you didn't. Victor did.
Oh, good. It wasn't actually me. Phew.
Well, I mean, it was a construct, but or a few
Wait, what?
constructs. Yeah.
Ah, God, he's using. Let me
What
guess.
type?
It's controlled by Victor.
What, the deaths? No, this was before the deaths.
Were they the large constructs? Your
Yes.
standard? Okay.
One of them was a demon construct, I guess.
Didn't realize you could do that.
Me neither.
You all created it, if I remember.
We didn't create it. He did, and I looked down towards Darius.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Darius about it when he wakes up.
Supposedly, it has to do with something about his halberd being able to do something with demons in general. And he decided to stick it in
Y'all
something
stabbed
that accept.
the frickin' you stabbed it into the construct from the halberd. This is pulling stuff from a long time ago, and the thing jumped off the ship. Remember?
Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah, that one.
Huh. Kind of surprised. Wait, did I have any time to actually do anything with that? Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
A rear tinkered with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I'm kind of
So it
surprised.
was technically your fault, but
So you said the construct itself exploded?
no, it didn't explode. It just
Not my fault.
destroyed everything, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least the self-destruct device didn't go off.
Why do you put self-destruct device on your stuff? It doesn't make sense.
Just in case. Actually, technically it should have gone off. If it... Wait, was it heavily damaged in the battle?
No.
Oh. Okay, well, then that's why it didn't go off.
If it did go off, where is it? Did it go with the army?
Yes.
Yeah, make it actually use this thing. He, like grabs the barrel like really quick and shingles it, sticking out of his bag of holding.
The one thing I'm concerned about is apparently Victor promoted this construct to be a general for some reason.
That's
Seems
concerning.
unwise.
mean, it. What like? Darius's halberd meant to have like a really old demon in it, right?
Yes.
Or was meant to have that demon in it.
Yes.
So it probably has a lot of experience. That's probably why.
Well, it's also maybe potentially a demon for Victor that works with Victor that is a follower of Victor. I'm not sure. If that's the case.
mean-
the concern I have is they could bring him back. Wherever they are.
Fair point.
Well, should we head to Forge Chamber to see if we can control or gain control of the debts?
I think first we should probably head back to Waldenstein to talk with Boomstick about getting out. I can't say it because it's written differently. You say it differently. Alron.
Alaron.
Aurelian.
Aurelian or Alaron, depends how you want to pronounce it.
That
Just
place.
pick
Some
one.
resupply. I can't. Aurelian. There we go.
Carillion?
Oh God.
Get Aurelian some resupply from Porsche.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Then maybe go check out what's going on in the throne room.
I just can't sit on the chair, right?
You'd only get to enter the room.
That works for me. I just want a place to test explosions.
I wish we didn't have to deal with you.
But Gaz, he's your best friend.
I'm gonna punch you, Scamos.
Your bestest friend.
Yeah.
Coincidentally,
You
that's what the
two-
debt sounded like.
Who let the debt in here? You just see, like,
Oh no. Wait,
Immediate
please,
fireball in the throne room.
please tell me you're fucking around. Please don't tell me there's an actual dead in here.
There is a debt in here.
God damn it.
Rita looks at the debt, back to the king, back to the debt. Are you aware of the problem?
I'm
I
gonna
want-
just move myself in front of her, like. I don't think it's gonna work.
The debt walks up to you, Arir. Long time no see.
Yeah, wait, are you the one that wanted to, that we first saw?
Yes.
Can you, and Arir like fumbles around in his bag, hold on to and wear this? And he pulls out like just a piece of scrap cloth. It's like bright yellow. Just put it around your arm.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look out towards where the debts are headed.
They
Anything different
haven't.
about them?
They have They're still walking away.
Okay. I'm still a little concerned, but okay.
And you see, where you guys watches the debt takes this and like ties it on his arm.
Great.
Like that?
Yes, now we can tell you apart. I will call you debt number 100,000 00001.
Okay.
Why not just leave off all those zeros?
Let's call him Dead Zero.
Good point.
Debt zero.
Debt zero.
Like Patient Zero.
Wait, actually, that is a good question. How many debts are there?
We don't know.
Well, I'm
We
asking
just know there's a fuckload.
Arir's asking the debt. I need to know how many zeros to put in front of your name.
The debt looks at you. There is one debt.
That's probably that just makes everything a lot more creepier.
We are dead. For we are not.
Eat the tall, become the tall.
All right, let me rephrase the question. How many individual things that walk around that look like you are there?
We are dead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, you know what? Screw it. We'll just go with debt 0.
I am dead.
Yes.
How may I
Question.
serve you today?
Can you have...
Can we get some coffee?
God damn it.
Command, unrecognized. You hear the pelican just like...
God damn it.
Go ahead, Rear.
Can... I don't know. Can you have the... Can the thing and entity combined known as debt attack the combined forces of Victor's army?
Who is Victor?
He is... Has anyone got a picture of him, or...
No, we don't have cameras.
We don't have photographs yet, man.
Alright, does anyone have an artist's sketch of him?
Actually, real quick, do you know what the other debt is trying to do out there? And I point towards the window where they're like moving.
Oh, we are traveling to our other home.
Of
Just stares at you when you ask of.
what is your other home? Other than
The other
Forge
place
Hammer?
we live. Forge Hammer is no longer feasible for debt to live in.
Where is that on the map?
Beyond the sea.
Oh boy.
Beyond the sea.
Beyond which sea?
Oh boy.
I think Scamos knows where this is going.
Scamos literally just goes, "Oh boy," as soon as that gets said.
Where beyond the sea?
Well,
Are
the
you
other.
going to the literal hellscape?
Yeah, that's where debt's originated from.
And
What, you mean you're Spartan America?
No, this is beyond Spartan America.
Well, it's on the other side of the sea, in the direction they're traveling.
No, there's stuff beyond Spartan America on the other side of Spartan
They're
America.
going all the way around. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
The long way?
Yes.
Nobody
They
said
don't
the
know any
I
better.
mean, nobody said the debts were smart, I guess.
They don't know any
Just
better.
pick a direction.
Just go.
Go this way. We know it'll get there eventually.
Wait, how are you gonna cross the sea?
Oh, we'll just walk in the ocean.
if
Or
you're
just-
worried about getting like erosion,
It's fine.
isn't there like a long ass trip into the sea?
Yeah, it's fine. We've done it before.
When was that?
Thousands of years ago.
How? I thought Coin Miner made you not that old.
reckon?
Coin Miner made some of us, not all of us.
Who made you before Coin Miner?
Humans.
Not dwarves?
No.
What kind of humans? Just normal humans?
Yeah. We were made before the war.
And
The first war in heaven, as the humans of that time would call it.
So you fought in that war?
war in heaven, for fuck's sake.
Yes, we did. The debt was one that carried one of the devices too.
What device?
Scavos.
Hey, haven't-
Scavos.
No, I'm just gonna grab a rear. It's like, hey, a rear.
We're gonna take a
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah,
What?
Rear,
a rear
let's
out
go.
of the
Let's
room.
go
No, wait.
explore the palace.
No, wait.
Bring,
Hang on.
Plug.
I want to see what device. This is interesting.
No. Here's some beer. Let's drink and walk.
Well, yeah. I mean, the beer's. No, what? Do you have drawings of this device?
That do not speak to him. A rear, get out of the room.
Come on
well,
over here. I start
No, but
pulling his
hang
hand.
on. I want to know. It's
A rear.
I like crunch his hand and pull him along.
all right. Fine. Jeez. Mm.
Oh, they're talking about a
I'm-
mustache trimmer.
Ah, I shouldn't be. It's dead. God damn it. Get my
Yeah.
hopes up for giant weapon. All right, give me the alcohol. Thank you. He just starts drinking it and walks away.
Is he out of the room?
Yeah, he's out of the
I'm gonna
room.
turn back and look at the debts.
It's
Bye-bye,
the one
'cause I gotta
debt.
make
It's
sure
just the
he's
one
okay.
debt.
The,
But
the
yeah,
one debt.
yeah. This debt looks old. Like this debt is
You
worn
were
out.
around when they set one of those off.
Yeah,
So what happened?
it was a big bright light. And
Okay.
things that were there were no longer there. It's gone in an instant.
By a friendly reminder, you are talking about this in front of Petrus, so be careful what you
Mhm.
say.
I'm aware
Petrus
of
is like
this.
petrified right now. He's like, what?
Petrus is petrified.
Petrified.
It went. So it destroyed everything, like immediately. Why'd they
Yes.
set it off?
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
Yeah, the debt that was carrying it was not the smartest debt.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like
No,
Is not
somebody
dead
else.
dead?
no, it was another debt that was yeah, it was not the smartest of the debt models. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It accidentally triggered it in the city, and the city was no longer there, and then started a chain reaction.
A chain reaction of.
Multiple explosions.
Oh boy.
Gozik, did you go with a rear?
So you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
So multiple of those same things, and is that what destroyed that whole continent?
Basically. But it should be rebuilt by now. We're just gonna go home.
No, I don't think it is.
Oh? Why do you say that? It's
That
enough
bright
time.
light and things disappearing.
Hmm.
People don't tend to survive that.
But the deaths did.
You are not people.
Oh?
You are a little more durable than people.
Petrus is like, you will probably need to fill me in later.
And the fact that, you know. Yeah. Long story short, I don't think anyone was there rebuilding unless you guys left a whole bunch of other debts there to rebuild with.
Well, we were the only deaths that survived.
Yeah, and then
Was
you came
those of our
here.
make, yes. Because
Yeah, then I'm pretty sure nothing
we were
there
told
is
to come
alive.
here.
I don't think anything else is alive there. And who told you to come here?
Our creator.
Who was?
That does not remember. We just know our creator told us to come here.
So your creator told you to come here, but you don't remember what your creator.
He was a human, but we don't remember his name.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to travel back there, I guess you can. I'm not going to stop you, but I don't
Well,
think anything's going to be
then
there.
what would you suggest the debts to do? We need to serve a master, and we have no master.
So, who are you looking for to serve then?
Our creator.
And your creator is.
We don't know.
So then,
know?
if you're looking to serve your creator, but you don't know who your creator is, then how have you ever served anyone?
Oh, we knew our creator was. It was part of the chair?
Do you know a name?
No.
A species?
Human.
Okay. What year were you created in?
Trying to think, it's what, 90? I think is what we said in ours? Or what's the year on the calendar there? We were created. Trying to run through diagnostic 1200 years ago?
And yet, so you can recall that information, but you don't have any information on your creator.
No.
Why?
No record found of his name. We just know his species.
So then how would you know he was your creator?
Well, someone had to. We have that information, and it was one of the first entries we had.
Okay, so once again, though, okay, so you have no idea who your creator is. Looking
we
for a
just-
creator.
He's human, yeah.
Okay, so you're just looking for any old human then to be your master?
They claim to be our creator, then we believe it to be so.
So anyone can just kind of claim to be your creator, and then you're just gonna willy-nilly happily go work for them?
I mean, if we believe them. What, Halsworth? What? Y'all broke the damn chair. This is what happens when you break the chair, okay?
The chair needed to be broken.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I stand by Cam's decision to nuke that thing into orbit.
Speaking of nukes,
No, you shut the fuck up and get.
Damn,
out
I
of
was
here.
so
You're not
fucking
welcome
close.
here.
So Cam, you're hearing this exchange too, by the way. You're like, Cam's still in the room, and Petrus is very, very concerned.
is Plode still in the room?
No,
No, I
Gothic
told-
took Plode with him.
Yeah, the three of us are going on a tour right now. A very cautious tour, given I assume guards are looking at this, going, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, basically.
Getting stopped a bunch of times. Like,
Anyway.
no, we're friends of Texas. Yes, Petrus.
Oh God, first Queen, then Texas.
Queen
Anyway,
Texas.
the debt's looking at you, Scamos, and is like, yeah, we just don't remember. Debt doesn't remember.
Too many bits have been changed, and the file is lost.
Error, too much radiation exposure.
Error corrected memory was not installed.
Scamos gonna do what I think he's gonna do, and if he does, it's gonna be fucking fantastic.
I have a terrible plan.
Do it.
Like, it's really fucking terrible.
That's all I need to
Okay.
hear.
It's something. I have a feeling it's something
Out
along
of
those
character, since the debts basically were a bunch of mini nukes, you could provide evidence that you're their creator by he who holds the secrets of nuclear technology.
I have it written down.
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
So the question is, do we want to take that gamble, guys?
So I'm just gonna say this. I technically have an army that's part of works with Canther's army. Darius had an army, but he fucked that up for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
You want an army?
Do we want to gamble on this going potentially poorly and the Debt's coming back and trying to murder everyone?
Do it. Fucking do it.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't trust Arrear's input at all. I trust more the input of like the rational party members.
So me.
Pretty much.
So-
Yeah. Cam kind of gets the voice. Cam kind of gets the advisor role in this case.
As much as I'd hate to say it, would you rather it go like someone else somehow accidentally prove that they're the creator?
Would you rather all die if this doesn't work and they come back and kill us?
Be a great way to die. Just all the deaths.
Just the stupid ways they would kill you.
Wonderful ways to die by debt.
Yes, the question is, do we attempt to control them? Do we control the stupid, or do we let the stupid go and see what it does?
Also, it'd be kind of a logistical nightmare to actually have that many debts around. I
Yes,
say
it would.
logistical.
Apparently, they're pretty autonomous.
Cam, what do you think?
Yeah, but getting them places
on.
would be a little.
Panther speak.
It would be trying to use these debts would be a considerable risk. I could not say I know nearly enough about how they work to tell you one way or the other.
The debt looks at you like, do you have the creator's password? No, it legitimately asked you that, Scamos. I'm not kidding.
I'm not answering the debt right now. So do you think it's worth a try then, Cam? Or do you think we should just let them go back to the blasted wasteland or give them another place to stay? Because I just don't know where else they could go if Forge Hammer is not an option anymore.
Cam looks over at the debt. Is it the password?
No. One attempt used.
Oh, that wasn't an attempt, I was asking. Not my fault you answered.
Ask him what 1 divided by 0 is. No, I'm kidding. That probably nuke us.
Fucking
Thermonuclear meltdown initiated. You cannot divide by 0.
Now, Scamos.
You're not there. You're...
God damn it. But I have a good idea.
Anytime you say you have a good idea.
No, this would be out of character. So, it has to be a human. To say the thing that you were to give to the debts came from Darius.
I'm
Scamos
disguised
is
as
still
a human, currently.
Yeah, like, so
Oh,
they
I
don't.
look
The,
like I'm a human.
they can't tell the difference.
Never mind then.
So.
Wait, Campbell's isn't a human? Not kidding.
Anyway, the death's just looking at both of you, and it's just like, just got that very weird, just creepy stare.
Alright.
Head
So are
crooked
you
at a
planning
30-degree
different on
angle.
going back to this continent? Gonna kind of look at that, just back to the continent and stay there?
Maybe, or we'll come back. Depends.
Why would you come back?
We have to find a place to help people. That's what Debt's original purpose was to help.
Help people how?
With whatever they needed.
So you went from then trying to help people to guarding Forge Hammer?
That was what the creator told us to do.
How did how did your creator know Forge Hammer existed if he lived on a separate continent that only
It was from
Came up-
Forge Hammer.
was this place only colonized after the nuking?
Theoretically.
Like,
Yeah, like that's what written history has, yes.
so he was from Forge Hammer, but Forge
Mhm.
Hammer was only settled and colonized till after the old continent was destroyed. So can you explain that one to me, please?
Well, he was from the other Forge Hammer,
What other Forge?
the one on the other continents.
So he told you then, without even knowing there was going to be a Forge Hammer over on this side after everything was destroyed, to come protect the new Forge Hammer.
Yes,
How did he know it existed?
because he built it.
So was your creator then not killed when everything blew up over there?
And he was alive when we all came here, yes.
And yet you don't remember his name.
We don't remember his name.
Any ideas, Cam?
Not in the slightest.
Like down the hallway, just like, get back here, Rear.
Who did actually? Who did your creator associate with?
That's like looks at you, so what do you mean? Associate with.
There were people who showed up more often than not, I assume. More often than others, rather.
Well, he associated with other humans.
Such as?
One was Victor, I know that at one point in time. But don't remember his name.
I didn't ask you his name. I asked you who he associated with.
Victor, a god or not a person dressed very similarly to you. Points to you, Scamos.
But like a fucking rainbow?
Yeah. Beings that were much larger that looked like kind of like you, but larger. What we remember of our creator is he was a.
What do you mean looked like me?
They had the wings, scales. They were just bigger.
They stood on 2 feet? Or
No,
4?
4 feet. 4 feet.
Any particular color?
All kinds. Our creator was a I don't want to say outcast, but traveler. The word, and you see Det's trying to figure out the word. He's like a drifter. Yes, he was a drifter from his homeland. He built Forge Hammer for those. Yeah, basically.
All right, fuck it. Communing with my god time.
You are.
Communing with my god time.
Oh, you are.
Ask him
Communing
what the
with my
password
god
is,
time.
since apparently he knows.
No, I have a very explicit question
Oh
for him.
no!
I have a
no,
very explicit question for him.
No.
Okay.
What did you not pick that up, Star? When Det said that he was a traveler of the world.
I have
Yeah.
an explicit question for him, and I'm waiting for him to show up to talk to me.
I'm not gonna lie. I am.
And it's turning into this, you will answer me, or so help me God, I will get back to that plane and I will deliver a suitcase
You will
present
answer
to
me,
your
or
house.
so help me you.
So yeah, he does commune with you, Scamus.
First question out of my mouth, did you create the debts?
Yes, I did.
Why?
We needed them
For what?
to fight the gods.
Jeez, and you made them merry little suicide bombers?
That's my style, man.
I'm just gonna hold
Man.
up the piece of paper I've got with his secrets on it. So this is your fault.
Yes.
And you neglected to mention all of this.
I didn't think it was pertinent.
What do you mean you didn't think it?
I had to keep a secret. It was part of the deal.
What deal?
Immortality for me not giving out that secret anymore. For it
Okay,
to go
cool.
away.
Well, I have it. So what's the password for the debts?
He literally points at the paper. It's that.
God damn it.
Show them that. And that's the password.
Okay. What else can I do? What... Do they have any other secret, oh, look, the world's gonna end functions I should know about too, considering that the gods of this realm seem to be neglect central here?
They can replicate?
Oh, Jesus fucking. Why on?
It was
This
an
Earth,
ingenious
would you-
design. It was ingenious.
No, it's not ingenious.
army-
Have you seen how many there are?
Yes, I saw.
Slight problem when they're
And I'm
going
proud
batshit
that there's
crazy.
that many. I am proud that there is that
You know
many.
what? I should expect this from you, chaotic, crazy motherfucking. Oh. You realize they tried to kill me in a rear, right?
Yes. They
Could
also
have
tried to
mentioned
kill
how-
me at one point. It was very interesting.
How did that even happen?
The first generation of jets. It was not. It was interesting.
Oh, so yeah, self-replication. Great idea.
Well, this is before self-replication. There's been 3 generations of debts. This is
And
the
this is
third.
generation 3. So are
Yes.
all of these merry little suicide bombers then?
They can be if you want them to be.
No,
but
I don't
no.
want them to be that. I want to know if it's a default function that I need to
No.
keep them away from everything.
No, you tell them to and they will.
Okay, no, so they all are immediately capable of being merry little suicide
Hi,
bombers.
Star.
No.
Okay, so they're not then.
No.
Not unless
But
I
they
order-
can attack people and kill them, so yes.
Okay, but they're not all walking.
They're not.
flashes of
No,
light.
they don't have that in
That's
them.
what I'm
no.
talking about. That's what
I-
I'm concerned about because there's a lot of them by the city right now. If you haven't
No.
noticed.
No, we gave them devices to do that.
Okay.
And they were also bigger. It was the bigger debts, it wasn't the small ones. Small ones help build things and also attack things if needed. But they can also make bigger debts if needed.
How big are
Like-
we talking?
Like the size of Plode was normal. Bigger was also possible.
You ever see the gingerbread men in Shrek?
Like size of a dragon is possible.
Shape of a dragon?
No.
Shape of Water?
Can they fly?
Traveler just looks at you and he's like, I made mistakes. I know this.
You know, I would say creating something like that in the middle of a war, honestly, not as big as a mistake. Neglecting to mention anything about it is even the
I was
minorest of
sworn to
warnings.
secrecy
Okay.
in the aftermath
Have-
of the
yeah,
last war.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? You know what's interesting about this whole thing? The
What?
really entertaining part?
What?
All these secret keepings that you fuckers are doing, causing the same damn problems, ain't it?
Yes.
So maybe
That
we
was
should
not my
s-
decision.
Whose decision was it?
Who do you think?
Assuming it's the Chief Raven bitch.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe she needs a suitcase present then.
You
Well, maybe
really should be a little bit more careful referring to her.
that's.
I can only hear one half of the conversation, but
I mean, Tazar is technically somewhere in the building, so you
I
might
don't
want
care.
hanging from a roof like Batman. Like,
Yeah.
what are they talking about?
You
he's
just
not
hear a
like
cough
Batman,
from
like
a
a
vent.
Batman.
You hear a call from a vent.
Shut up, Tazar.
Yes,
Anyway.
firebolt on the corners of the vent.
Anyway, Scamos. Now you know. And the debts. Reason the debts don't remember me is I erased their memory. Or parts of it. And also changed things so they didn't know what we did. We didn't want. We never thought that they would reemerge from Forge Hammer. But I guess when the Illithid showed up, things got triggered.
Apparently so.
Apparently so. So what do you do now?
Hey, Scales, you want an army of your own?
I mean, I don't see how I can realistically leave these fuckers running around the world with the potential to murder everything within earshot without.
I mean, this is step one to becoming all powerful.
I mean, you could just give them to a rear.
That is an even worse idea. You know that. Look him dead in the face, like, ha ha, funny joke.
They would be very useful.
Very useful. Yeah, and then a rear would fucking kill us all.
I mean, he could still kill you all right now. I mean, it's a rear we're talking about here.
So the paper is the key, and if I show them this, then I'm not going to get fucking murdered.
Potentially.
Okay, no, see, when you say that,
You shouldn't. I'm like 90% sure.
okay, well, why is there a 10% off chance?
They've been in Forge Hammer for a very long time. Things may have changed. I don't know. But I'm 90% sure you'll be fine.
You're 90% sure. How about you? How about for that for fucking 10% reassurance, you hang out in the room with us till this is taken care of.
Okay. Don't care. You can just zap out of here if shit goes wrong.
Hmm?
You can just jump on out of here if things go wrong.
That's fine. The last thing I'll fucking do is make sure that Debts deliver a special suitcase surprise.
How? You don't have that. You don't have the materials for it.
I think we can make it happen. I have an
Cast
arrear.
creation.
Yeah. I have a cam
No.
and an arrear. We can make it work.
Don't actually have that spell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can find someone here that does.
Anyway.
It's only going to take 3 attempts that explode.
All right, let's just all right, we'll deal with this then. Oh, those just look Cam straight in the face and just go, "Gods, seriously, we need to get a handle on this problem."
So, what are the answers to those questions you asked then?
Well, the answer to the first one of who built them was a yes.
I was able to pick that up. By your
And
reaction afterwards.
I also do have the way to supposedly, I have a 90% chance, according to who I spoke to, that it will all be fine. And then a 10% chance of they've been in Forge Hammer for a really long time, so I'm not quite sure.
It's more like 85%. You just hear him kind of like whisper that to you.
Oh, now the odds are coming down. Now it's an 85% chance of it being safe.
Not the worst odds we've had.
No. So do we want to go for it?
You said you have their password then?
Yes, I do.
You see the debt looked up, it's like, you see him like gasping a little bit. Who?
Well, that's good. 'Cause my, ne- because
Sorry.
my next guess was going to be capital PS word.
Shut up. And I'll pull
2
the
out of
stupid
5
I'll pull the
attempts.
stupid fucking paper out and I'll show the goddamn thing.
And you see like you see the debt look at it, and if it could have emotion, it has emotion. Password accepted, and then you see him like running towards you, Scambos, and like
God.
hugs your leg.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's just like it's like
I'm gonna
the whole-
immediately look out the window. What are the rest of them doing?
they're starting to come back.
Shit.
You may want to go meet them.
Tell me,
They
does the
don't go-
name
Let's
von
have- let's
Neumann
have-
mean
yes,
anything to you?
Yes. Let's have the rest of the debt stop real quick before we terrify everyone in this castle and in the city.
But why? They all need to come meet the new master.
Yes, we can go meet them. We can go meet them, and then we can bring everyone in without starting a small war.
It's still like hugging your leg.
That
It's holding on to you.
has the massive debt stopped.
Yeah, they've stopped. At this
Okay.
point. Petrus is
Cam,
like, what just happened?
apparently I'm their boss now.
And just Petrus is like,
It's just like Gazik and Arir are walking by that, Door
There's
at
the
the, like,
soft
exact same time.
rumbling.
and you're just like, wait, what?
So we're gonna go meet them. That way we can get this meet and greet out of the way, and then we'll find a way to safely bring them into the city. You said you had some rebuilding that needed to be done here, Petrus?
yes.
Okay. Let's go meet them, and then we'll figure out what. Just get me a list of what needs rebuilding and blueprints.
Okay. Petrus is still like, what's going on? Like,
The debt is still attached to my leg.
yeah.
Cam, do we want to go say hi to our? Hi, how many of there are you? And I'm going to ask the debt that's attached to my leg.
There's a lot.
Do we have a number?
Last count was 200,000.
Mm.
You built this city. And just like imagine them like rebuilding like most of the city in a matter of a day.
Just think about this. They were loading debts with cannons on them, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. By shooting other debts out of cannons. Just boo! So does Scamos, are you like walking out of the castle now at this point?
I'm bringing the party with me.
Okay. You bring
Wait.
a rear with you.
I'm bringing
And-
everybody with me.
Okay, okay.
Arir rounds the corner after
Oh, and I'm
he's
gonna look at
called
the
back.
deck that's attached to my leg, and I go, "You're forbid, by the way, for talking to that one dwarf that was asking questions about the device. You're not allowed to answer any questions about said device to him."
Is that for all debts?
Yes, that is for all debts.
Understood.
So
Where it
what
comes
about
around
the
the-
order of that Plo can't leave.
I mean, they're gonna let you leave. I mean, there's an army of debts outside of this. If you don't let them leave, it's probably gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Arir just comes around the corner drinking and just sees the debt hugging Scamos' leg.
no, at this point, it's up on Scamos' shoulder now. At this point.
He just comes around the corner, sees it on his shoulder. Scamos?
It's all right.
Are you sure?
100% sure.
85% sure.
Shut the fuck up, Cam.
Is that a rear dusk help? You hear the debt ask you.
Why?
He's on our target list. Our
Yeah, he's off
priority
the
No.
list.
target list now.
Oh,
No,
Why
that's
is
not.
that?
That is a forward Duskhelm. If he were a rear
Shut
Duskhelm,
the-
he would be back and forth.
Shut
camera.
the fuck up, Cam. He is off the target list.
okay.
All of us, if we're on the target list, are off the target list.
Well, he was the only one on the target list
okay, well, he's off the target list now.
by our previous master that knew of the password.
Okay, well, he's off the target list now.
Okay.
We'll discuss that part later.
What the hell did I miss? I was only gone for like 5 minutes. Wait, why was I in the... No, yeah, you know what? Gazik,
Yeah.
do you have more alcohol?
We could get him more alcohol.
Oh, hey, actually, hang on, never mind. He just pulls out like a giant barrel of it. I have my own.
You guys walk out to where the deaths are, and there's just everywhere. Like they're just littered across the landscape in trees. Like just
I'm just like imagining that,
yeah.
like those scenes in like various cartoons where it's just like armies and they're like 3D modeled or something.
You know, it's like that, and it's almost it's not even like an army, and like they're almost like just it's almost like seeing the swarms of locusts in Africa. It's like that.
Oh, yeah,
Are-
I'm fully expecting to get dogpiled when I get out there.
Are they all doing that blank stare thing?
Yes,
Oh, God.
like Children of the Corn. There's just thousands of blank stares at you or here.
They do move.
At
like
me?
birds.
Yes, at you.
Scam-
That
uns-
order I gave goes for all debts.
Okay, thank you.
Scamos, make them stop.
There's still Blake staring in rear.
They can
but-
blank stare as much as they want if it
Yeah.
makes her uncomfortable. They're
Scam-
not allowed. They're not allowed to hurt the debt. The debts are not allowed to hurt him.
Make them stop the staring. Please? Rear's like gonna start walking to the side. Do they follow Rear?
Yes, they're
Their
like
eyes
it's
just latched on him.
Alright, Rear goes and hides behind Scamos.
They're all looking at Scamos now. They do not dogpile you, at least.
Okay, so I'm not crushed under the weight of 1,000.
No, not yet.
Okay. Do I have to show them all the password too? I'm gonna ask the dead on my shoulder.
No,
Okay.
it's already been transmitted to all of them.
Okay.
What password? Actually, how was it transmitted?
The debt looks at you, Scamos.
You can answer that one.
Well, you see, we have wireless transmissions built into each unit.
Rear's eyes go wide. What do you mean wireless? Can I see? Do you have a design?
Later, or
Imagine wireless communication throughout the world. Apparently,
Alright.
they can communicate.
all right, Cam. How do you think is best that we get? And I'm gonna kind of gesture at the army into the city without starting a war, and then start reconstruction.
I'll have
I
a
think-
very simple solution for you.
What?
We don't.
We can march in an orderly fashion. That's what the debt on your shoulder says.
I think it's more of the fact that there's a lot of you, and I'm not sure how much space the city has.
We need to. We can. You don't have to take all of us in there.
That is true. Maybe we'll bring in just what we need for construction projects. And the rest of you all can help guard the city for now. The outsides of the city. Little Corvette came in. Is there anywhere we need to go scouting since these guys seem to move awful fast?
I mean,
Do we know what's Amir?
that's a really far away for them to go.
But we could yeet them through a teleport circle.
Good.
Can you imagine seizing a city? Just 200,000 debts.
Would there be anything left of the city?
No.
Just the debts immediately. They're like locusts, just swarming. Everything is dead when we get there.
I mean, there is ways to kill them, but yeah. Just out of character, there is ways to disable them.
Rear just starts counting. Well, let's see. We left Amir in a hurry because it was about to be destroyed. Then there's Forge Hammer, which was already destroyed when we got there, or at least vacant, except for the debts.
They're all here. Again, they're still staring at you, Arir.
I'm still behind Scamos.
I know, but they're still like you like peek around the corner when you're saying something.
One
you notice there's-
singular debt is to be staring at a rear at all times. The rest of you no longer need to stare.
The one at the shoulder just like turns and looks at you, like looking down on you. Arir.
Hi, Dead
It's just
Zero.
head turns like
Yeah.
a full like
They're 180.
70 degrees.
It's like 180 and it
Or-
just points down.
Yep, okay. Getting
Yeah.
from behind Scamos. Alright, fine. And
I
Rear
wanted
gets
to
us.
change too, Waller, so that it's constantly a different one, so rear is never sure which one is staring at him, but there's always one staring at him.
Yep.
And it only changes when he finally figures out which one is staring at him.
Okay. Arir, you like walk out beside Scamos and that one looks up and away, and then there's another one that's looking at you and you're just like you can't tell from like all the rows and piles of them. You just get this awkward feeling that you're being stared at still. You just don't know from where.
This is why I have alcohol. Well, that's not the only reason. That's
Anyway, I mean, there's places you can go scout the mountains, Valand. Use debts as emissaries if you wanted to.
That sounds
Yep.
unwise.
That sounds very
Yeah.
unwise, but it's possible.
hello. We are here.
We're here to assist. What?
Wait, hang on. Dead Zero. You said you had wireless communication. How far does that transmit?
A rear questions later.
But this is kind of important because if we want to use them as scouts, we can if they can relay the transmission, we can basically, since there's so many of them, we can put them in cities and have instantaneous communication that we can instantly relay to cities by the debts there. If
I'm gonna
the range.
pause and think that over for a moment, and then I'm gonna look at Cam and just be like,
So
"Did you
message.
kill him? And did you kill and replace him? Like, was that actually a good idea that I just heard come from a rear?"
Well, yeah, I mean, I got the idea because also if you put explosions and you have them hooked
Alright,
up
shut
to a
up.
wireless.
Cam raises his hand with one finger, about to answer. Pauses for a moment. Pulls out his pistol and starts checking if it's still got all its bullets.
Well,
What?
it's got all its bullets, so
Apparently not.
Well, I guess that's one option for him. Figure that out later, though. Right now, we have a city we need to help rebuild.
Which one?
Gonna
This is-
give a rear this look.
A rear? I go up to a rear and I just spin him around on the spot.
What? I'm
And
not
just,
wrong.
Like, have...
There's Amir, there's Aileron, there's Forge Hammer. We know a lot of
Well, we're
destroyed
currently
places.
at Elrond, so take a guess which one we're gonna start with.
Forge
Yeah.
Hammer.
Well, before we start this, Cam, any other ideas on what we can have them doing right now to help us get everything ready for what we need to do?
Make better alcohol?
+1 for that vote.
Any ideas at all?
I'm admittedly fairly unsure what we need to do at this point, other than face Victor himself, which an army will not help much with.
I mean, with him banished, I don't know if he can easily teleport to us. I assume that's how he'd get to us. Once we start doing the whole ritual or sequence to break his phylactery.
That's fair.
Unless he gets out before you guys do it. Only concern.
I forget. Did we ever fully go with a plan of how we wanted to split things?
You guys had options. I think they were similar, but I think you guys hadn't picked specifically one yet because you guys were even considering with the new information from
the gods.
gods and from Darius's mentor. You guys were considering maybe taking the army on. I know that before taking Victor. So, but now you have more options.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, we have a lot more options. 200,000 to be exact.
Again, you can form them into bigger ones too if you wanted. Then they do explain that to you.
This isn't
Camus.
Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they deconstruct themselves and construct into bigger debts, is what they do. So. Anyway, what would you like us to have? What would you like us to do, boss?
Well, let's go. We need to go talk to Petrus and
Sure.
figure out what work needs to be done, and then
Okay.
I will get you guys to work fixing all that stuff that they need help fixing. Because
Yep.
this place needs to be ready in case something happens.
And I think we'll leave it there for now, because it is 7 already. Minnie's gonna need to probably start heading out of here soon.
Mhm.
Yep, it's about that time.
Yep.
Alright. Recording stopping.